Egbert was born in 770 AD. He was the son of Ealhmund, the King of Kent. He reigned as King of the West Saxons and Wessex for around 37 years, from 802 to 839, roughly from when he was 32 right the way up to when he was 69 years old. Though not one of the more famous monarchs, he was King Alfred the Great's grandfather, and he's important in our story because he laid the groundwork for the dominance of the West Saxon kingdom, which would go on to unite England under one king. For a summary of events leading up to Egbert's emergence, and for context, we recommend you watch our previous video, linked below. To put him into context on our timeline, King Egbert was on the throne about 1,220 years ago. He could not have imagined that around 260 years after he was crowned, his Anglo-Saxon descendants would be overthrown by William the Conqueror, or that 847 years later, England would overthrow the crown completely and behead King Charles I. Some historians think he was of pure royal stock, descended from a long line of Wessex kings going all the way back to Cerdic of Wessex, the founder of the House of Wessex, who reigned from 519 to 534, about 120 years or so after the Romans had left Britain. Whatever the truth is, Egbert spent a number of years banished from Britain by Beorhtric, who ruled the West Saxons from 786 to 802. Beorhtric had ascended to the throne after the murder of King Sinewulf. Beorhtric and Egbert both vied for the throne, but Beorhtric was an ally of Offa, King of Mercia, which at the time was the dominant kingdom in England. Egbert is thought to have spent this time in the court of Charlemagne, learning the ropes of good governance. Charlemagne is better known for being king of the Franks and later the first Roman emperor of Western Europe, a precursor to the Holy Roman Emperors that came later. Charlemagne maintained influence in Northumbria and supported Offa's enemies in the south of England, so it's perhaps no surprise that he welcomed Egbert into his court. In 796, Offa died, followed 6 years later by Beorhtric in 802, opening up an opportunity for Egbert to claim the throne. Egbert's claim was strong, and it's possible he had the support of his benefactor Charlemagne and, by extension, given Charlemagne was crowned Roman Emperor in 800, Rome itself. After he was crowned, Egbert, by then in his late 20s or thereabouts, set about removing Wessex from Mercia's sphere of influence, and did as much as he could to establish himself as an independent ruler. In 825, by then in his 50s, Egbert defeated Beornwulf of Mercia at the Battle of Ellendun, based at modern-day Wroughton in Wiltshire. This was a significant victory, as it seems to have knocked out the Mercians in the race for supremacy. Egbert went on to win more battles, after which Kent, Essex, Sussex and Surrey all submitted to him. In addition, it's reported that the men of East Anglia asked for his protection against the Mercians, all of which represents a significant expansion in the power of his kingdom. The previously mentioned Beornwulf himself made an attempt to recover East Anglia, but was slain in around 826 after attempting to put down a rebellion there. A few years later, in 829, Egbert went for broke and invaded Mercia itself, driving the Mercian king, Wiglaf, into exile. He then invaded and pillaged Northumbria, forcing the king there to submit to him. From 830, as he approached his 60s, Egbert invaded Wales and extended West Saxon influence there. In the same year, though, it started to go slightly pear-shaped for Egbert, with the Mercians rising up against Wessex rule and the return from exile of Wiglaf, who brought Essex back into the Mercian sphere of influence. After this, it seems Egbert decided to maintain good relations with Mercia, perhaps sensibly calculating that peace was better than war with the still mighty kingdom. Towards the end of his life, Egbert was defeated by the Danes at Carhampton in Somerset, but he went on to beat them and their allies, the West Welsh, at the Battle of Hingston Down in Cornwall. Egbert ruled until his death in 839, well into his 60s, having established the dominance of a royal household that would one day go on to unite England under the first English monarch. In the next video, we'll take a look at the life of Egbert's successor, Ethelwulf, whose son, Alfred the Great, is one of the most well-known kings of English history. Please hit the subscribe button below so that you get an alert when we upload a new video. You can also help to support the making of these videos by contributing on our Patreon page. See the link below.